Oh, okay, wait now. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Joshua. Um, okay, so great, we're live. Okay, so hello everyone. For those who are seeing me for the first time here, I'm Joshua. I'm a sophomore at Creative Bhopal, and I'm also one of the organizers at Hacking Heist 2.0. So, and here, welcome back to yet another session today. So today we'll be looking at building a robust and quick backend for our application by nhost. So here we have Johan from nhost here. Johan would like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, and thanks for having me here. I'm Johan. I'm CEO and co-founder of nhost, and happy I'm looking forward to speak a little bit about what we're building, helping other developers build cool things, basically.
That's awesome. Okay, so then we like to bring up any screen.
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to jump right into the presentation?
Yeah,
Let's do that. I'll just share my screen.
sure. The backend has been a very important part in any project that we create in hackathons.
Yes.
And having,
So let me
and
see if I get this right. Let me know if everything is working on.
oh yeah, everything's working perfect. Awesome.
All right, cool. Then I'll just take it away from here. So I'm just going to go through like a quick presentation about what nhost is and how it can be useful for you if you're building applications. Just like building, especially if you're building things in this hackathon, obviously, but also later on if you're looking to build something. And nhost is all about helping developers building apps users love. And I'll just take you through my journey. I've been a developer for 15 years. I started out doing PHP and MySQL back in the days, building a lot of different applications and IT systems, basically. And a few years ago, there was like a shift, right? There were a lot of good front end frameworks coming out, and with React and Vue and things like this. So at the time, it was either using something like Firebase for the backend. The front end was obviously I'm building a lot of things in React, but there's a lot of cool front end frameworks. But at the time, it was either using Firebase, Meteor.js was also an alternative, or building your own backend. So imagine you're building a new application. Maybe you're more of a front end person, so you know React or something similar, but you would have to sort of spinning up servers and maybe install a database using Express for your API and things like this. So that was kind of the alternatives at the time, like a few years back. And you can see how this is like a screenshot from Reddit from React.js, and this is like an oversimplified flowchart of React, Redux, and Express. And you can see there's a lot of errors, a lot of code. To me, this is not very simple, I would say. I think we can do better than this. And so, yeah, that's what nhost is trying to solve. So we're an open source Firebase alternative with GraphQL. So maybe you've tried Firebase and you know about Google's product, pretty awesome product. And what we're trying to do is basically being like Firebase, but with a few different technology decisions that Firebase doesn't took. So I'll walk you through them here in a sec. You can also think of nhost like kind of like a backend, and maybe you're using Netlify and Vercel for the front end. Like that's also a way to think about what nhost is. And usually when you're building things, you need like somewhere to store your data. And yeah, that's where the backend comes in. So I'll just walk you through some of the features, some of the main features from nhost. So when you go to nhost and you create a new application and a new project, you get a Postgres database that is yours. You get Hasura that is a GraphQL engine that sits on top of Postgres and automatically generate the GraphQL API for you. We also provide authentication, so you can sign in your users. You can sign in users with email, magic links, SMS, Google, Facebook, GitHub, etc. We also have storage, so you can upload files. And we just recently, like a few days ago, we launched a CDN on top of storage, so files can be downloaded at lightning speed. And we also have a serverless functions, so you can in your code you can just create a functions folder and drop JavaScript files, and that will turn into serverless functions. We also have a CLI, so you can develop locally. We have a GitHub integration, so you can just develop locally, push your code, and we will have you can hook your GitHub repository to nhost, and as soon as you push something, we will deploy your backend for you. Meaning we will deploy, maybe you have a new database migrations or metadata to Hasura, new serverless functions, new email templates for authentication, for example, these kind of things. So really, like in summary, nhost is like a complete backend. We provide the general building blocks for you to not have to worry about servers, not have to worry about configurations, not have to worry about setups. Everything is there for you, and you can start using it right away. Yeah, this is like another slide, just generally how to think about nhost and backends. So front end, obviously, you see the iceberg here in the middle, and you see the surface of the water, and everything that is above the surface is what users see when they use your application. Maybe you have a React application, maybe you're using Vue, Svelte, or some other front end framework. And everything that is below the surface, that's the kind of the back end, and that is what nhost is trying to solve for you. So as I said, we have database, storage, authentication, hosting, and these kind of things. And really, it's all about you as a developer not having to worry about, as you see here in the bottom, you don't have to worry about cloud configuration, scalability, performance, security, updates, etc. We will take care of that for you. So you can just you have something ready to go, and you can start being productive as soon as possible. All right, I will show you nhost now, and we'll build like a small micro CRM system. I'll just create the tables, and you'll see how you create tables and the relationships in Hasura, and how you get the GraphQL API out of that. Also, as I mentioned before, nhost is completely open source, so feel free to go to our GitHub repository and give us a star, and follow our journey and support us on GitHub. Maybe someone, some host to this stream could post the GitHub link to the chat. It's basically github.com/nhost/nhost. All right, so I'll show you. This is what it looks like when you sign in to nhost. And I just created a demo application. Basically, what you do is you create a new application. We have a free tier, so this is perfect if you, especially for this hackathon, if you just want to try out. Maybe you have like a side project you want to build. We have a free tier for you. You can select location. Maybe if you're in India, maybe Singapore is like the closest region, or if you have users somewhere else, you can select another region. We have a few more regions coming up in the next few months here. But I just created an application already in Frankfurt here in Europe, and this is what it looks like. And you see the database, GraphQL, authentication, storage. We have functions, we have deployments. I don't have anything hooked up here yet, but you can see and environment variables. But and the database and GraphQL menu items here are completely new. So you can see we don't have a lot of stuff here. And for the moment, this is in preview, so it's a read-only. So what we will use instead, and what you usually use, is the Hasura console. So you go to GraphQL and open Hasura console, and we will copy the admin secret here so we can sign into our Hasura console. And you can see this is a very similar interface, but Hasura is really where you can do a lot of things for your backend. So you can go to data, and this is what we'll do now. We will go to public and create table, and we'll create customers. And then we will frequently use columns. So this is where we create our tables in Postgres now. So I will just create these 3 columns, and I will have name, text, and that's it. So as you can see now, we created a table in our database, customers. It's there. We can start inserting customers like, I don't know, IKEA, Tesla, or similar. And you can see we're able to store data in our database here. Now, what is cool is you just saw that we created this table. And really what the power of nhost and together with Azure here is we just create tables, and now we automatically have a GraphQL API that we can use. So as you can see here now, I'm gonna create a GraphQL API here, a GraphQL query here, and I'm gonna query customers. This is a customers table we just created, and these are the columns we just created as well, if you remember. So ID, name, and hit play, and you can see we're able to get data right away. And this is like a playground where you can test out different things. But usually what you would do is in your React application, you would use this query to fetch data and show data in your application. And you can not only fetch data, but you can mutate data as well. So you have mutation, insert customers. And so you can like start inserting customers here as well. You can update customers, you can delete customers. Also, if you want to dig in a little bit deeper, you have here in the customers table, you have permissions. So you can make sure that users maybe are only, you can set specific permissions here. And I'm going to go a little bit fast here because I don't have too much time, but I will add another column to this customer. So let's say we want to make sure that users can only see their own customers. So what we could do is we could do user ID to indicate. I'm just going to delete all the 2 users we have. So we can create a user ID here to indicate who this customer belongs to. And this is going to be a UUID, and it's not nullable. We'll save it. And we're going to create a foreign key to, I didn't say this in the beginning, but you have this other schema, auth schema, where you have all your users. So we can go to users, and we can say from user ID to the ID column in the users table. We can just we can just make it like this. And now there is a connection between the customers table and the users table that we have here, where all your users are stored. And what we can do now is we can go back here and track this relationship. So there's a relationship between customers and users. In our GraphQL API, we can do query customers. Now we don't have any customers right now, but you can see when I autocomplete, you can go to user, and now you can start get data from the user basically. So this is like the power of Azure and power of GraphQL. And just to make sure, what we can do is we can create a permission here saying like users are only allowed to select with a custom check where user ID must be equal to X Azure user ID, which is the signed in user making the request. And they're allowed to see all the columns here. So this is like in 5-6 minutes here, I created a table, customers. We have a GraphQL API, we can start query. We created permissions to allow only users to see their own users. And now we can like start building out a complete application here. And just to, I will go a little bit deeper into the users feature of nhost. So we have authentication here, users, and this is where you can add new users. So I'll just add myself here. And so now you can see the user is here. I can see that I have a user, and I can also go to auth and users, and you can see that my user was created here as well. So what I can do now, I'll just show you this quickly. I'll just create a new, I will do this manually. I will create a new customer called Spotify, and I will say that I just copied my own user ID here. So I'm responsible for Spotify. And if I run this query again, remember I queried for customers and ID. Let's do the name of the customer and then user, and I will get my maybe ID, display name, and email. So as you see here, I get back all the customers. I get back the customer Spotify and also the user who's responsible for the Spotify customer, which is me. So you can see how easy it is to work with. I will just briefly go into the documentation of Enost here as well. This is like a really good place to start. First of all, we have a few quick start guides here in React, Next.js, Redwood, and Vue that you can look into a little bit deeper to just like understand the base concepts. And then, as you see, we have documentation about the database, GraphQL, authentication, storage, serverless functions, etc. And what's really cool is we have a JavaScript client that you can use. So you can install this JavaScript client, you initialize it, and then you have different methods that you can use under authentication, storage functions, and GraphQL. So for example, you can do something like nhost.auth.signup to sign up your users in your application. And you can do something like nhost auth signing, then email and password to sign in a user. Or if you want to sign in someone with Google, for example, you can nhost auth sign in Google, and all you need to do is enable Google here in the dashboard and provide a client ID and secret. And we have pretty good documentation of, for example, if you would want to sign in with Google, you can follow our guide here to create like a Google application that you can use, sign in your users with. And as I said before, you can sign in users with email, password, magic link, even phone number, just like this, right? So nhost auth sign in and then just provide a phone number, and the user will get a one-time password OTP, and then you just use the same phone number with the OTP and sign in the user this way. Also under the JavaScript client, we have storage, so you can like upload files easily. Functions is to like call a serverless function. GraphQL is to make GraphQL requests, similar to, you can see here, this is how you would request data from the GraphQL server. You can also use Apollo or other GraphQL clients if you want to. Maybe the last thing I will say here is the serverless function. As I mentioned, like you can just create a functions folder in your repository and name it something, and then have something like this to create like an HTTP endpoint, a serverless function that runs on the internet and that can respond to HTTP requests. This is like a super powerful way to write custom code that you want in your application. Most of the time, when you're creating databases, like a databases here, and you get the GraphQL automatically generated for you, that takes care of a lot of it removes a lot of code that you need to write, because now you can fetch data, you can insert data, update data, and delete data. But if you want to run some custom code, we have this option as well. All right, yeah, and maybe in terms of the backend and infrastructure is super scalable. I can just give you one example. We had one customer here a few weeks ago who used nhost to launch. They have a game studio, and they launched like an application with nhost. And they onboarded 400,000 users within just a few days. They start building, they went basically from mockups to working application with nhost in less than 6 weeks, and they did this massive successful launch. Um, Maybe you've heard of Dr. Disrespect. This is Midnight Society's one of the co-founders of Midnight Society and their game studio. So my point here is the backend here is super scalable and really robust, and we use a lot of battle tested software. As you saw, Postgres, one of the most loved relationship databases in the world. GraphQL and Hasura, massive adoption in the community, in the tech community. So yeah, this is like a really good backend service to use if you want to build really cool applications. And there's really no limit to what you can build. I just did like a quick customers table to like a super simple CRM system kind of a starter, but really you can build anything. Any application where you need to sign in users, any application where you need to store some data. Maybe you're building a, I don't know, hotel booking system or community platform or blog platform. Like basically, or like the new, you can build like a Discord clone or Netflix clone using the technologies that we provide here. So or maybe you're building even a game or IoT projects works well because it's just HTTP requests back and forth, and we're storing data, we're signing in and signing up users, and with storage, I didn't go into storage too much, but storage is a really easy way to have your users upload files, and we just launched a CDN as I mentioned here, so it's really fast as well. Yeah, hopefully this gave you a good kind of overview of what the nhost is and what you can build with it. We as I mentioned in the beginning, I just love to build applications, and I think that Firebase is really cool. I think that Netlify and Vercel are really cool, but and what we're trying to do with nhost is kind of take the good things with both Netlify and Vercel, and also the good pieces with Firebase. And then instead of using what Firebase is using, we're using Postgres, GraphQL, and these kind of things instead to provide this backend for you. Yeah, I think I'll stop there, and maybe there are some questions from the chat, or if there's anything else I could expand on, I'd be happy to do so. I'll stop sharing my screen now. We'll see where I end up.
Awesome. So I guess many people are encouraged to use nhost right now, and I'll just read some of the chats. Like Himanshu saying, I guess nhost would be a better choice for me as it's all open source, and that's a great thing. And we also have Pratim. Hi Pratim, she's helping out people with their doubts. And by the way, folks, I have shared the Discord and GitHub repo. Do give it a star on the GitHub repo and join our Discord, and we will be like happy to have your doubts there. And apart from it, some more statements. Munish says, looks like I no longer need to worry about backend. Yeah, that's right. And yep, and host will just tackle it for you. And can we have a Discord bot using nhost? Yeah, here's a doubt. So, Johan, for you, can we have a
There was a
Discord bot using nhost? I have been developing one lately, so yeah.
Yeah, so what you could use nhost for storing data, like the database and the GraphQL API. To actually run a Discord bot, I think you need to have it live all the time, and I think it needs to run on maybe you're using Node.js or something to always have it live. So for that, you would need to have your Discord bot live somewhere else. But maybe you want to store data, or maybe you want to, I don't know, interact with a database or an API. That's where you could use nhost. But to
Uh,
actually run it, you would have to use it somewhere else.
Next question we have is, what type of files does nhost support?
Yeah, so nhost storage is support all files. It's really to be used to let your users upload files and download files. So you can imagine you're building Instagram, for example. You want to let users upload images or videos, and then you can show those images and videos to your users in your application. Or it could be like maybe as a CRM system. You want to upload, I don't know, invoices in PDF, or maybe documents of any file of any type. So storage can be used with any type of files.
Cool. Okay, so our next question is, what does storage with CDN means? So,
Yeah, that's a good question.
yeah.
So CDN is I think it's a content delivery network, meaning instead of the files being stored on the server in, say, Singapore only, and then you have users in the United States who want to access the file, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a few seconds for them to download the file. So instead, we have a CDN, which we have, like, I don't know, 50 or 100 different locations around the world where the files can be like cached at the edge. So instead of your users downloading the files all the time from Singapore or all the time from Frankfurt, where your application is located, they can download it from a very from a location very close to them. Meaning they will get these files very, very quickly. So instead of waiting a long time, they get it very, very quickly. Did I lose some? I'm not sure if it's my internet or if it's the hosts. Otherwise, okay, I'll just I still see the chat, so maybe I'll just pick a few questions from the chat. Oh,
Okay, hello everyone. I'm back. Looks like Nishant is facing some internet issues over there.
all right.
Okay, so wait, did we do how does a CDN protect data?
Yeah, I'll just pick a few. Exactly, I'll just pick a few questions from the chat. So how does CDN protect data? I mean, so it's also protected by. Do you remember when I went into the customers table and I created a permission there to make sure only users can? Well, users can only access their own customers. It's the same thing for the CDN and the same thing for storage. So you go into we have a files table, and that's where you create your permissions, and those permissions are also reflected in the CDN. So it's like completely secured in that way.
That's awesome. Like, security is very important when creating any project. So
yeah.
okay, so could you list few of the frameworks that are supported by nhost? This is a question from Shubham.
Yeah, so we support all front-end frameworks because if you remember the iceberg where the surface is like above the surface, there's any front-end framework, and below it's nhost. So the way frameworks would communicate with nhost is through HTTP requests. And so as long as you can send a HTTP request from your framework, which every framework you can do, you can use nhost. And it's especially useful to use our JavaScript client. So that one you can import in any front-end framework and start, signing in your users or requesting data or upload files, etc.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so here's a question from Rahul Kumar. What is the pricing plan of nhost, and is it completely free without any limit? He's asking
So we
whether
have
there's any quota.
Yes, so
Continue.
we have a free tier. It's not without limits, but it's very generous, and for most applications, it's like a perfect starting point. And it will actually take a while until you grow out of it. I think you get, I'm just looking at the pricing page now. So you get 500 megabytes of database. You get, I think, 1 gigabyte of storage, so you can upload a lot of files. And you have authentication. I think you can we have up to 10,000 users that you can sign up, etc. So the free tier is quite generous and pretty good. And the only kind of that you need to think about is if there's no traffic to your backend in 7 days, we'll pause it and then you can wake it up again. But other than that, it's pretty good.
That's awesome. Okay, so since the CDN is doing so many functions, so how does the CDN reduce our bandwidth cost?
I mean, it's instead of the request going all the way back to the server and back to S3 where we store the files, it's cached at the edge. So you can imagine you save a lot of bandwidth because the file doesn't have to travel as long. But generally, that's not something that you as a user need to worry about. Like that just works out of the box. And there's actually nothing you need to activate to make the CDN work. It's just automatically there. So if you're uploading files and then you're downloading it, it will be downloaded from the CDN and be super fast.
Oh, that's awesome. I hope that answers our questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, another question from Utkarsh. Do all websites have a CDN? I guess.
Yeah, I'll see this question. I also see is a CDN that the same as a web host. So I'll try to answer them because there's a lot of questions about the CDN. So the CDN is specifically for storage. So if you upload files, or if you let your users upload files, then when you download them, they will be downloaded through the CDN. So this is not a place where you would store HTML or JavaScript and CSS, where you like have your own website kind of a thing. This is more if you're building Instagram and if you want to let your user upload images, for example. So if you want to use like a CDN to host your website, you would use Netlify, Vercel, or one of those services.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Great use of platform as a service softwares. Okay, and here's a question from Himanshu. Nhost is open source, so he's asking how to contribute to Nhost as a beginner.
Yeah, so you can go to our GitHub repository. We have a few under github.com/nhost. So if you go to github.com/nhost/nhost, that's where we keep most of our open source code. And basically, what you can do is look at the issues and see if there's some like good, friendly, getting started issues, kind of a thing. So yeah, feel free to go to our GitHub and check it out.
Okay, so I guess that answers the question.
Yes. Oh, there's
Okay,
a
we
lot
have
of
Nishant.
questions.
Yeah.
What do you think in future would back and completely replace the back? I mean, this is so. What do you think in future would backend as a service completely replace the backend? So I think that having a backend as a service is a really good starting point if you want to start building something. So instead of starting like renting a server and configuring a database and making sure everything is secured and everything, you can just use nhost or any other backend as a service to get started. And then if you see that there are some missing features that you need, then you can like take a look at more custom built things. But really what we're trying to do with nhost is provide the general building blocks that basically every application need. So I would say that 95% of all applications ever built could be built on nhost because they are so general technologies: database, authentication, API, storage, functions. So it's really up to you to do whatever you want with those tools and build the application you want to build with those tools.
This was a really good question, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. And do we have any more questions? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, by the way, a note to the audience here, we have closed our giveaway forms, so we will be announcing our giveaways at the end. Okay, so here's our next question. Are all content delivery networks equal?
Depends what you mean with equal, but I think the technical answer would be no, but because they're kind of, but they're very similar. I would say we're using Fastly for our CDN. Maybe you've heard of Cloudflare, another CDN provider. But yeah, Fastly is one of the biggest and the best ones. They have like you can, I think they have a bunch of big customers. So it's pretty robust, I would say.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So I guess that's about it. Do we have any more questions, Nishan? Okay, here's one. it's again about a CDN. How can a CDN increase a web business's
Okay, so
revenue?
I'll come in. So I guess we have a lot of questions for CD, and if you want, guys, you can hop on our Discord server. We have a separate host channel in our Discord. I have sent the link already, and just come there. And what we can do is we'll have a session in our Discord audio section on this topic CDN. If Johan is happy to take it, yeah, we'll also have it there. And let's skip on the part of CDN right now and move on the another questions.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so
let's get
people,
people
thank you for answering our questions. Thank you very much. So if you have any more questions apart from CDN, we are open for that on our Discord server. Please sure ask it.
I think Rahul asked about the CLI. And yeah, the NOS CLI is basically a way to develop locally. So you use NOS CLI to do NOS dev up, for example. Now you will have like a complete nhost nhost environment, so you can develop locally. And so now you can do all the things that you can do in nhost cloud. You can do locally too, and we will automatically store changes that you do. So if you add a new table, for example, we'll store that in your GitHub repository. So that is similar to how you would develop a website in React, for example, and you will store files and then push them to GitHub and deploy them. So we'll do the same with nhost. So NOCLI is used to develop locally. You will have a full nhost environment locally that you can work with. And this is more of a power kind of user feature. I would recommend that you start by using nhost and nhost only, and you skip the CLI for the first couple of days or weeks, because you get all the features right in nhost right away. So NOCLI is more of a power feature, I would say.
Awesome. Okay, so do we have any more questions left, or else we'll go on the giveaway part? And thank you, Johan, for joining. And see you soon in the Discord.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Right. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I'll be now taking towards the giveaway part of the session. And so far we got 37 submissions for the giveaway. I'll be announcing those three names once again, who will be getting the keyboard and two hoodies. So in last session we gave the giveaway of I guess a headphone. There was a gaming headphone. Now we'll be giving we are doing a giveaway of a gaming keyboard, and that's a nice mechanical one. So can I have some drum rolls in the chat, please? Like, I can't just do the giveaway so dry. I just want some nice beats in the chat. Send me some drum rolls.
I remember the custom of drum rolls been running since the last year. Okay, so we have a lot of drum rolls coming in. Come on, people.
Awesome. Okay, folks. So, all right. So for this, just a small brief thing, we have three winners from Hacking His side, and it's one winner from the team Enhost. That Enhost will be providing him or her the swags from their side because they like that person a lot, and he or she was very much active in the session. So you should should I tell the name of those winners?
Sure.
Awesome, cool. So guys, the first winner for the keyboard is Utkarsh Mazumdar. So congrats, Utkarsh. Do DM me in the Discord. You can find me active in the Discord, and yeah, we do have your addresses. We'll send you the keyboard. The second two winners for hoodie is S3 Warriors and Shubham Shah. So congrats, S3 Warriors and Shubham. And please do send me your names because I don't know what your name is, and that might be a problem for you as three warriors. Anyone can come up with your name, so please do write a chat name in the comments right now. For it's for S3 Warriors, and congrats Shubham, you both have got a hoodie. Now comes the time for the swag pack that team and host will be giving. Alright, it's Satvir. So Satvir, I guess you have already worn the T-shirt, so that's a hoodie for you right now. Awesome. So, Yoshid, if you know, Satvir in the random giveaway in last session won a T-shirt, and now he won a hoodie. So that's he's lucky. So I didn't know your it's you, Satyavir, but yeah. So now we'll be moving on the person who won from the NHOST side. So that's Lokesh Prasad. Congrats, Lokesh. You will be getting a swag pack from Team NHOST. And do send me a hi in the Discord so that I can like get you connected with Team NHOST. Now, moving on towards the random giveaway part, that I'll choose three random numbers from Google, not me. I'll go in the Excel sheet and search those number. Any person that is the number of that column will be getting a T-shirt. And don't worry, everyone who has applied in the Google form will be getting stickers from our side. So that will be a hacking high sticker, from MLS sticker, and all those. So I'll real quick share my screen
So looks like there's a great
and
win-win situation here.
go on. And yeah, by the way, guys, no worries. We do have like three more sessions, and we'll be doing the giveaway there also. And it's not just about the session. We'll be doing giveaway in our Discord too. There will be a Discord event at 7 p.m. That will be a Bob Ross. You have to paint something in your MS Paint in your laptop. Don't worry, everyone will be getting something from here. We have plenty much of things. Yeah, we no, for stickers you don't have to DM. We have your address. We'll send you the stickers. Those who want for the hoodie or the keyboards or anything that is a nice, great swag, just DM us. Yeah, I'll share my screen just now. Share my screen window.
Here we go.
Yep, there we go. So if my screen is visible, Joshit.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so this is the we have 37 people right now who applied, and I'll go to this. I have 37. I have 38. The minimum 38 minimum is one. Yeah, right. So let's generate it. Three numbers. I'll take three numbers. 36. All right. Who's
36.
36? It's Pinky. So congrats, Pinky. I hope that's your real name. But yeah, that's a nice name, cute name. So she won a T-shirt, and why isn't it getting colored? Yeah, it got colored. All right, moving towards our second winner. The number is 36, and
36
that's
again. Okay.
nine. All right, that's nine. So we have nine as the winner. Who's nine? That's Munish Kumar. Congrats, Munish.
Congrats, Manish.
And the last number for this session is 17. All right. Like I feel like I'm bidding it somewhere. So it's Richa Kumari. Yeah, Richa Kumari. So we have the three winners, Munish, Richa Kumari, and Pinky for the t-shirt giveaways. And everyone who else won, congratulations, and see you soon in my Discord DM. Please do DM me.
Yeah. Congratulations to all the winners. And
Yep.
stay
And
active in
Rahul,
all the sessions.
yeah, for your doubt, no, you don't have to DM me in Discord for the stickers. We have noted your addresses from the Google form. You'll be getting it like straight away. And those who have won the giveaway, they have to DM me. Also, I have noted your names and we do have your addresses. But for the part of being that you are active, you're getting this prize because you are active. So please be active in the Discord too and DM me there. Now we are having a second session at 2:30 p.m. We'll be having the theme and we'll be talking about how a developer can make content create. Like how can the developer create his or her own content. So she'll be here at 2:30. Please do join there and we'll be doing same giveaways. And this time we have done with the headphones, we are done with the keyboards. Who knows what will come in the next giveaway. Best of luck. Have a nice day. Happy hacking. Bye.
Bye. All the best, everyone.